Michael stopped singing. The backing track played. The dancers kept moving. But Michael had gone completely still. June 25th, 2009, 8:47 p.m. Staples Center, Los Angeles. Final, this is it, rehearsal before the London shows. Michael, 50 years old, exhausted but pushing through. Small crew watching, maybe 30 people total. He was performing Human Nature, a song about longing and innocence. The massive LED screens behind him were supposed to show tropical imagery. Instead, a stagehand and projection booth accidentally loaded the wrong media file. The first image that loaded, a Polaroid from 1970. Carnival, cotton candy, 2 children. The image projected 40 feet tall behind Michael. 11-year-old Michael Jackson, his arms around a little girl, maybe 10 years old, both in casual clothes, both smiling genuine smiles. Not performance smiles, real kid smiles. The girl had dark braids, gap-toothed grin, holding a stuffed animal. Michael's hand was holding hers. Michael turned, saw the screen. 30 people in Staples Center watched as Michael Jackson stared at a photograph of himself at 11 years old. His music director. "Michael, you want us to stop the track?" Michael didn't respond, didn't move, just stared. 10 seconds passed. 15, 20. The backing track ended. Silence in Staples Center. Michael's voice barely audible. "Where did you get that picture?" The stagehand panicked. "Michael, I'm so sorry. I loaded the wrong file. I didn't mean to." "Where did you get it?" "It was in an archive folder. I don't know who put there." "Turn it off." The screen went black. 30 seconds of silence. Everyone watching Michael, standing alone center stage. Then Michael walked off stage. No explanation. Just walked. His manager running after him. "Michael, we need to finish the rehearsal. I'm done for tonight." "Michael, the show is in 3 weeks." Michael stopped, turned, face pale, eyes wet. "I said I'm done." He left. The rehearsal was over. If you are enjoying this story, please subscribe to support the channel. In Michael's dressing room, 9:15 p.m. Michael sat alone, door locked, staring at his phone. Someone from a crew had texted him the image. The photograph from 1970. The memory flooded back. Summer 1970. Motown Studios, Detroit. Michael Jackson was 11 years old. The Jackson 5 were 2 years into their meteoric rise. Life was rehearsals, recording sessions, performances. No school, no friends, no normal. Emma Wright was 10 years old. Daughter of Leonard Wright, Motown session bassist. Homeschooled because her father traveled constantly. While her father recorded, she sat in the studio hallway reading. Michael, taking a break from recording, found Emma in the hallway. She was reading Charlotte's Web. "That's a good book," Michael said. Emma looked up. "You've read it?" "Yeah. Made me cry at the end." Emma smiled. "Me too." For 3 months, they became friends. Between Michael's sessions, they'd sit together. She'd tell him about books. He'd tell her about performing. She didn't care that he was Michael Jackson. She cared that he liked the same books. Every other kid Michael met wanted something. Wanted to say they knew him, wanted an autograph, wanted to be seen with him. Emma just wanted to sit and read books together. She treated him like he was just a kid. August 1970. Leonard Wright took Emma to a Detroit carnival. Michael begged Joe to let him go. Joe, shockingly, said yes, probably because Leonard was there. It was controlled. For 4 hours, Michael and Emma were just 2 kids at a carnival. Cotton candy, Ferris wheel, games, normal. Leonard took the Polaroid. Michael and Emma, arms around each other, smiling. Emma holding a stuffed dog she'd won. Michael holding her hand. On the Ferris wheel at the top, Emma said, "Michael, when we grow up, will you marry me?" Michael, 11 years old, took it seriously. "Yeah, I will." "Promise?" "I promise." They kiss, clumsy, childish, sweet. First kiss for both of them. 6 weeks later, September 1970. House fire in Emma's Detroit neighborhood. Electrical fault. Emma and her mother died. Leonard survived but was destroyed. Quit Motown, moved away, disappeared. Michael learned about Emma's death from his mother. Joe wouldn't let Michael attend the funeral. Not appropriate, draws attention. Michael was 11 years old. He'd promised to marry a girl who died 6 weeks later, and he never got to say goodbye. Back to 2009, Michael in the dressing room. Michael stared at the photograph, and for the first time in 39 years, he understood something. Every woman he's ever tried to love has been measured against Emma Wright. Emma never disappointed him because she died before she could. She never asked for money, fame, access because she died at 10. She never saw him as Michael Jackson because she knew him before. She never wanted anything from him because she just wanted to read books together. Every woman after Emma, Tatum O'Neal, wanted the glamorous life. He compared her to Emma. Emma never needed glamour. Brooke Shields wanted a real relationship, pressed for intimacy. He compared her to Emma. Emma never pressed, never demanded. Lisa Marie Presley wanted him to choose her over the image, the empire. He compared her to Emma. Emma never made him choose. Debbie Rowe offered transactional relationship. Children, no emotional demands. He accepted because it was safe, like the memory of Emma, the devastating truth. He'd spent 39 years trying to find someone who loves him the way 10-year-old Emma did. Someone who doesn't see Michael Jackson. Someone who asks for nothing. But that person doesn't exist, because adults aren't children. Relationships require things. Love requires giving and taking. Emma could love him perfectly because she died before real life complicated it. And Michael had been chasing a ghost for 39 years. There was a knock. Michael? It's Kenny. Kenny Ortega, the director. Michael didn't respond. Michael, I know something happened. That photograph, can we talk? Long silence. Just for a minute. Please. Michael unlocked the door. Kenny entered, saw Michael sitting with his head in his hands. Who was she? Kenny asked gently. Her name was Emma. Emma Wright. I was 11. She was 10. What happened? She died. House fire. 6 weeks after that photo was taken. Kenny sat down, said nothing, just waited. I promised to marry her, Michael said, voice breaking. We were on a Ferris wheel. She asked me. I said yes. I promised. Michael, Kenny, I've been married twice. Dated more women than I can count. And none of them felt like what I was looking for. What were you looking for? Her. Someone who loved me the way she did. Someone who didn't want anything. Someone who just wanted to be with me. Pause. But Kenny, she was 10 years old. She didn't want anything because she was a child. She died before she could grow up, before life could complicate things. Michael looked at Kenny, tears streaming. I've spent 39 years comparing adult women to a 10-year-old who died. How is that fair? Kenny didn't have an answer. That photograph, Michael said, seeing it tonight, 40 feet tall, it's like Emma was asking me. Michael, are you still keeping your promise? Are you still waiting for me? And are you? Kenny asked quietly. I think I have been, and I didn't even know it. Michael made a decision. Kenny, I need to find someone. Leonard Wright, Emma's father. I need to talk to him. Michael, it's been 39 years. He could be anywhere. I know, but I need to try. Kenny made calls. By 11:30 p.m., they had a lead. Leonard Wright, now 71, lives in a care facility in Pasadena. Alzheimer's, advanced stages. Michael, he might not remember. I have to try. June 26, 2009, 1:47 a.m. Sunrise Care Facility, Pasadena. Michael, wearing a hat and sunglasses, entered with Kenny. The night nurse let them in. It's Michael Jackson. Mr. Wright is in room 237, but he doesn't have many lucid moments anymore. He mostly talks about the past. His daughter who died. That's what I need to talk to him about, Michael said. Leonard Wright, 71, sat in a chair by the window. White hair, thin, fragile. Mr. Wright? Leonard. Michael removed his sunglasses. It's Michael. Michael Jackson. I knew Emma. A long time ago. Leonard's face changed, confusion, then recognition. Michael? Little Michael from Motown? Yes, sir. You got old, Leonard said, then laughed. Horse sad. So did you? Michael sat down. Mr. Wright, I need to ask you about Emma. Leonard's face clouded. My Emma's gone. Been gone a long time. I know. I've thought about her every day for 39 years. Leonard looked at him, surprised. Every day. Every day. Leonard, she talked about you. All the time. You used to drive her mother crazy. Michael smiled through tears. She was my best friend. She loved you. Little girl love, but real. I loved her too. I promised. We were on the Ferris wheel, and she asked if I'd marry her when we grew up. I said yes. I promise. Leonard looked at Michael for a long time, then said, she asked everyone that. Her cousin, the boy next door. The mailman once, I think. Michael froze. What? She was 10 years old, Michael. She asked everyone if they'd marry her. It was just kid talk, just little girl imagination. The promise he'd been carrying for 39 years, the promise that shaped his entire romantic life, was something Emma asked everyone. It wasn't special. It wasn't a sacred vow. It was just a 10-year-old being a 10-year-old. But she meant it. With me, she meant it. Michael said, desperate. Leonard's face softened. Michael, she loved you the way kids love. Pure, simple. But it was kid love. If she'd lived, she'd have grown up, become a different person. You can't hold on to a 10-year-old's promise forever. But I did. I have been. I know. I could see it in your face when you walked in. You're still carrying her. Pause. You need to let her go, Michael. You need to let my little girl rest. Michael, crying, how do I let her go? She's been the only person who ever loved me without wanting something. Because holding on to her means you never let anyone else in. That's not living. But every woman I've tried to love, they all wanted something. Emma never wanted anything. Emma was 10, Leonard said firmly. 10-year-olds don't want anything except to play. But if she'd lived, she'd have grown up. She'd have wanted things. She'd have been complicated. You spent 39 years loving a version of her that never had to grow up. That's not fair to her memory. And it's not fair to you. Michael realized he hasn't been keeping Emma's memory alive. He's been keeping himself trapped in 1970. Trapped at 11 years old, when love was simple. I don't know how to love like an adult, Michael admitted. I don't know how to love someone who's complicated. Then learn, Leonard said. Start now. You're 50 years old, Michael. You can't keep being 11. Michael pulled out his phone, showed Leonard the photograph. This is a picture I saw tonight. On stage. 40 feet tall. Leonard looked at it, tears rolling. I took that picture. Best day of Emma's life. Me too. Leonard handed the phone back. Michael, Emma died 39 years ago. But you? You're still alive. And you're wasting your life holding on to a promise a 10-year-old made to another 10-year-old. What do? You say goodbye. Really say goodbye. Not just to Emma. To the idea that love is supposed to be simple and uncomplicated. Because that's not love. That's a fairy tale. Michael sat with this for a long time. Mr. Wright, if Emma had lived, if we'd both grown up, do you think we'd have ended up together? Leonard smiled, sad and wise. I think you'd have been friends for a while. Then you'd have grown apart. She'd have found someone else. You have found someone else. And that would have been okay. But I spent 39 years thinking. I know, but that's the thing about grief, Michael. It freezes people in time. In your mind, Emma is still 10, still perfect. But if she'd lived, she'd be 49 now, with complications and disappointments and growth. Pause. You need to let her be 10, and you need to be 50, and you need to stop waiting for someone who died in 1970. Michael stayed with Leonard for another hour. They looked through old photos. They talked about Emma, real stories, funny stories. Emma who loved ice cream, hated vegetables, wanted a puppy. A real kid, not an ideal. As Michael was leaving, Leonard said, "Michael, Emma would want you to be happy. She wouldn't want you to spend your whole life waiting for her. How do you know? Because she was my daughter, and she was kind. And kind people don't want the people they love to suffer. Say goodbye to her, Michael. Really say goodbye." Michael, voice breaking, "Goodbye, Emma." "Good. Now go live your life." June 26, 2009, 7 p.m., Staples Center. Michael returned for rehearsal. The crew was nervous. He showed. "I'm sorry about last night," Michael said. "That photograph brought back memories I've been carrying too long." He looked at Kenny. "Can we run through Human Nature again?" "You sure?" "I'm sure. And use the right images this time." Small smile. They ran the song. This time, Michael sang it differently. Not to Emma. Not to a ghost. Not to a promise. Just sang it. Present. Real. Here. When it's over. The crew applauded. Michael smiled, tired but genuine. This would be Michael Jackson's last full performance. He'd die that night, early morning of June 26. But his final performance wasn't haunted. It was free. In 2010, preparing the This Is It documentary, Kenny Ortega found a note Michael had written on the back of a printed copy of the photo, dated June 26, 2009. "Emma, I kept my promise for 39 years. Now I'm letting you go. Thank you for loving me when I was just Michael. I hope wherever you are, you're still reading books and winning stuffed animals. And I hope you forgive me for holding on to you too long. Love, Michael." Michael Jackson saw a childhood photo on stage. He couldn't finish the performance, not because the grief was too much, but because he finally understood you can't build a life on a promise made at 11. You can't love the present while living in the past. And some goodbyes take 39 years to say, but they still need to be said. If you like this story, please subscribe to support this channel.